As a legend has it, during the years of his reign at the kingdom of Prindes, King Proem Matode got two sons. The first named Tep Koma and the second Chan Koma. The queen had died since the two were very young. King Proem Matode married another wife, whom he loved dearly. The queen gave birth to a boy baby named Sori Yak Koma. "Look, His Majesty. Our son is cute," the queen said. The king replied, "Yes, he is lovely, my dear. If you want something for him, just ask me and I have them for you." The queen answered quickly, "So, please confer the throne on our son Sori Yak Koma, Your Majesty." King Proem Matode was very upset about the request because what the queen wished for went against the common practice of the royal family. Even though his love for the second wife was so great, King Proem Matode had never forgotten to practice justice. He ordered in Prince Tep Koma and Chan Koma in order to tell them about his plan. The king asked the two princes to venture into the forest in search of a master in order to acquire knowledge and magic skills, and upon their return, he would have one of them ascend the throne as required by the laws of the kingdom. King Proem Matode was sure that if he inclined toward justice and ignored the queen's proposal, his two sons would be in danger. His plan was the best way for his two children. Prince Sori Yak Koma was still childish. When seeing his two brothers unusually dressed up and each carried a bag, he quickly came to ask his mother, who then learned about the move. Prince Sori Yak Koma said, "What you are doing is not right. I'll join my two brothers. I don't want to do something wrong like you." He then packed his bag and ran after his brothers. Despite the fact that the three princes did not share the same womb, the trio loved each other like they were full siblings. Sori Yak Koma was allowed to be in the loop. Once they arrived deep in the forest, they erected a hut to relax. Prince Tep Koma had the second brother clear grass away to make way for the hut and the youngest Prince Sori Yak Koma fetch water for consumption. He said, "Sori Yak Koma, you are the youngest. So go and fetch water. Let's us help each other to build the hut." After being given the job to do, Prince Sori Yak Koma set off to look for water. Soon he came across a big pond with crystal clear water. The little prince exclaimed, "Wow! What a transparent water! We can see even the fish in there." While the little prince was absorbed in the fish, out of a sudden a river spirit emerged and asked the prince, "You little boy, why are you here?" He then snatched the collar of his shirt and lifted him up. Sori Yak Koma was so panicked, crying, "Let me off! Let me off! Help me! Help me!" The river demon said, "You have to answer my question first before I can set you free." "Yes, I can," the prince replied. The demon then asked, "What is Dharma?" The prince terrifyingly answered, "It is the moon and the sun." The river demon sensed that the answer was not right. He was not satisfied, so he decided to keep the little prince to be used as his food. "You little boy, you do not know what is Dharma, so I will kill you as my food," the river demon said. Tep Koma and Chan Koma, who were erecting the hut, didn't know that Sori Yak Koma was held by the river demon. "Why does it take Sori Yak Koma so long? Chan Koma, could you go and check for him?" Tep Koma talked to Chan Koma, who immediately set out in search for his younger brother. He followed Sori Yak Koma's footprints until they disappeared near the pond. Chan Koma was sure that his younger brother was around the pond because his footprints vanished on the bank of the pond, but where was he? "Sori Yak Koma, where are you? Answer back if you hear me," Chan Koma shouted. Having heard Chan Koma, the river demon emerged from the water, terrifying the little prince, who was also held by the river demon. After seizing Chan Koma, the river demon then started to ask about the Dharma. "What is Dharma? If you can give me the answer, you'll have freedom," the demon said. "Dharma is the four directions," Chan Koma replied with astonishment and in panic. "Your answer is not right. I will keep you together with your young brother as my food, the river demon exclaimed. He seized Chan Koma and detained him in the same cage with Sori Yak Koma under a tree near the bank of the pond, and covered it with lotus leaf. Tep Koma felt a bit strange to notice that his young brothers had disappeared for quite a long time. So he decided to go and look for them. The only traces that he could discover were their footprints that vanished near the pond. At the bank of the pond, Tep Koma spotted the traces of the footprints going down into, but not out of, the water. He presumed that there were ferocious creatures or river demons living in the pond. To protect himself, Tep Koma pulled out the sword. Having heard someone approaching, the river demon turned himself into a villager, who greeted and asked Tep Koma to drink the water from the pond. But Tep Koma was an intelligent prince. He noticed something weird with the villager. Once realized that Tep Koma discovered his real nature, the river demon returned to his original form. Savage as he was, the river demon had never told lie to anyone. So he told Tep Koma that he held Chan Koma and Sori Yak Koma for food. After thinking for a while, Tep Koma knew for sure that the river demon was not a simple spirit to handle. The prince asked the river demon if he kept every man who waded into the water for his food. The river demon replied, "Not everyone. I will eat anyone who can tell what is Dharma." The prince replied, "I'll explain the meaning to you if you want to know. But to do so, you need to show your respect. When a person who is about to preach does not have his body washed up and his mouth cleaned and is made to sit on an improper place while the listener is seated as high as the preacher, that means the listener fails to genuinely adhere to the religious principles. So he spotted not be given the chance to hear the Dharma." Tep Koma rolled the demon. "If you're tant 40 listen. Just go and fetch water for me to first clean myself and build a hator raised above the land. And you have to it down and raise your hands in respect." Knowing what Tep Koma wished to do, the river demon got ready Dean water for the fine to clean himself and put on a decent seat for him. After everything Vas reads, Tep Koma began to explain the meaning of Dharma while the river demon was seated and listened attentively. The prince recited, "Dharma is a virtuous person who ardent. Why follows Buddha's teachings and possesses shame and aversion toward bad deeds, shame for sins and other bad deeds, while aversion is the distic of the result of one's sins. Fearing that all the bad deeds will be revisited tun oneself. I believe it you are the right person who really understand what is Dharma. Talo, you to yog Tire pond water. But I rolisk only one of you Yoden get brothers because F have betchi junari for many days. Let me fill my hunger in just one meal. F'll have Sori Yak Koma," the river demon said. Tep Koma argued. "You are a scholar who understand Dharma, but you fail to follow the rules of Dharma. You've got my youngest brother. And my second young brother are a few years older and has more dharma than the youngest. Don't you give any honor to the Dharma at all? Is Dharma because Sori Yak Koma was not born from the same mother, cannot bring him back, my Sarand brother and I muse be thought to be the killers of my idol brother in order to get the throne?" The river demon replied, "You must earn my praise. You really follow Dharma. Release both of your younger brothers. We are thankful to you for releasing my younger brothers. However, you have to look at yourself. You were born being a river spirit to devour people's flesh and blood. This is because of your sinful deeds in your previous life. So, please stop doing anything bad during this life," Prince Tep Koma said. The river spirit replied, "I promise that from now on I will stop committing any sins and will practice Dharma." After the incident, the three princes continued to spend their time happily in the forest with the river spirit taking care of them until one day Prince Tep Koma spotted the mighty star look faintly luminous. He sensed that his father passed away. The three princes returned to the kingdom together with the river spirit. In the palace, Prince Tep Koma ordered the servants to get fruit and vegetables for the river spirit to cat. Before long, Tep Koma was crowned the king. He appointed Prince Chan Koma as the heir apparent and Prince Sori Yak Koma the commander-in-chief. The king peacefully ruled the kingdom. The end.